Film critic claims James Gunn's Superman is tremendously good, but advises fans to wait for the movie's release to form their own opinions. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. After becoming the co-CEO of DC Studios, James Gunn would soon be releasing Superman, his first ever movie that will kickstart his revamped DC universe, and the buzz surrounding it all couldn't be louder. While some fans are expecting some really good material to pop their way thanks to Gunn's extensive knowledge of the lore, others are not so sure. To say the least, there are quite a few conflicting opinions out there about what would serve as David Corenswet's first movie in the respective superverse. But while insiders are further perplexing the situation, a recent opinion shared by a film critic suggests that fans might as well be in for a treat, as he claimed to have heard the said movie is tremendously good. With all the insider reports, spoilers, and rumors being confirmed and debunked as of late about the upcoming Superman, fans are having a lot of second thoughts about whether the movie would actually be worth watching or if it would be yet another forgettable disaster. But a news source is claiming to have heard that good could be expected from the said superhero flick. Recently, John Campea, a famous YouTuber, film critic, media critic, director, writer, producer, and editor, received a question from a fan during the latest episode of his podcast The John Campea Show, asking to shed light on the movie that would serve as David Corenswet's debut film in the DCU. The question asked Campea, "As you've said many times, we shouldn't believe any reports about test screenings going well or not. You've also said that when Jeff Snyder says he's heard insider information, you believe he did hear it, right or wrong? With that said, when Jeff Snyder says his best source says they keep hearing Superman is terrible, as he did on the Hot Mic show with John Rocha, should we believe him?" To this, instead of confirming that fans should go ahead and believe the reports this time around too, Campea revealed what he himself had heard about the said forthcoming piece. He said, via John Campea on YouTube, "I will come out and say the exact opposite. I've heard it's tremendously good. I won't say who I heard that from, but I heard it. But I'm not a scooper, right? So take that for what you will. I've heard it's actually very good." With that said, it might as well be acknowledged that insider reports are often advised to be taken with a pinch of salt. But the fact that this opinion comes from a critic himself, though he claims to have heard it from someone else, does make it seem like fans might as well not keep their hopes all that low. While he confessed to having heard the upcoming film that would kickstart James Gunn's version of the DC Universe is tremendously good, at the same time, John Campea also went on to ask fans to disregard it all. Not only the opinion he just presented in front of them, but all the news, reports, and rumors surrounding the movie's test screening altogether. Without missing a beat, the film and media critic went on to add after presenting his opinion, "But I would disregard that, what I just said, and I would also disregard anything else about test screenings that I'm hearing from this person, or that person, because you never know who that person is hearing it from or whatever and what you have, right?" Explaining why he wants fans to do this, he then emphasized that when it comes to all the buzz surrounding test screening results, people are going to hear what they want to hear from the rumors and reports. If you want this movie to go great, you're going to hear the ones that say that it's great. If you want this movie to suck, you're going to be the one that hears that it sucks. Ultimately, we know this movie could be the best movie ever, or it could be the worst movie ever. John Campea concluded by giving the best piece of advice to fans instead of believing all of these rumors and reports. We just have to wait to see when the movie comes out. That said, before jumping to conclusions from words of mouth that haven't even been confirmed, fans might as well give this movie a chance first and see how everything pans out for the same. With Creature Commandos, the DCU has finally begun, and James Gunn finally gets to prove why letting go of Henry Cavill was worth it. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn's rebooted and fresh DCU has begun with the release of the Max series Creature Commandos. True to Gunn's style, the animated series focuses on a few lesser-known characters from the DC Comics roster and gives a Suicide Squad-esque mission for a bunch of oddballs to go on before DC's biggest superhero makes an appearance. Gunn took over from the fumbling DCU in late 2023 and announced his plan for the revamped universe, which is finally seeing the light. The filmmaker has also directed the upcoming Superman film and the second season of Peacemaker, which will jumpstart the DCU. However, there are a few concerns regarding the reboot. While James Gunn has delivered some truly great superhero content in the last 10 years, beginning with the MCU's Guardians of the Galaxy, he has never tackled a Tier 1 superhero till now. The DC Studios co-chief has directed the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, both of which had the freedom to get the Gunn treatment. However, his first DCU project as a director will be none other than Kal-El himself in Superman. The 2025 film will see Gunn tackle the one who started it all with new hero David Corenswet and a host of other characters like Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, Guy Gardner, and more. Despite being the DCU's first film, Gunn has maintained that this is not an origin story. Not only has Gunn never tackled a huge hero like Superman, but the character itself can be too morally black and white for him to be relevant to this era. The filmmaker has the momentous task of delivering a Superman who stays true to his ideals and is appealing to a whole new generation of fans. Image Comics writer Todd McFarlane stressed the importance of getting Superman right in an interview with Screen Rant. He said, "How do you take a character that's been around so long that not only does your mom know about it, but your grandparents know about it, and make a character that your grandparents used to know relevant today? That's hard because there's a stigma of like, that's mom and dad stuff. We've got cool hip stuff over here. How do you make Mickey Mouse relevant to kids today when you have Buzz Lightyear?" It is also the type of character where James Gunn's brand of humor might be tough to pull off. Gunn has already tackled a Superman-esque character as a producer on Brightburn, but this is more cookie clutter than any of those films. This one created superheroes, and it is as formulaic as it gets. The DCU had Henry Cavill as Superman, but despite announcing that he would return, James Gunn's insistence on the DCU focusing on a younger Superman led to him exiting the franchise. This move angered many fans as Cavill never really got a chance to shine as the caped Kryptonian, with only Man of Steel being a full-fledged role. Gunn instead chose to go with David Corenswet, an up-and-coming star whose best-known role to date is his appearance in Netflix's Hollywood. The casting was controversial for many reasons, but many fans pointed out his physical similarity with Cavill, leading many to question the decision. Superman is also not an origin story, so was there really a need for a younger Superman? The Peacemaker director really has a tough task up his sleeve, as the casting will be seen through the lens of having to let Henry Cavill go. Corenswet not only has the pressure of playing one of the most popular characters in the world, but also has to live up to his predecessor's performance, which many have grown to like now. James Gunn has maintained that Corenswet has delivered an exceptional performance. While promoting Creature Commandos, Gunn reiterated his statement as he reportedly test-screened the film, which is still in post-production. He said to THR, "Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, David Corenswet is going to freak everyone out with how great he is. He is one of the best actors I've ever worked with, and he can do everything. The man is incredible. One can only hope that the freaking out is positive." Gunn is yet to cast a Batman for the DCU, though a brave and the bold film has been announced as part of the slate for the DCU's first chapter, Gods and Monsters. Okay, the Snyderverse was not perfect, but it HS its fans. Zack Snyder's dark and biblical take on